Live from Houston, Texas. Broadcasting around the world. You're listening to the Wedding MC Experience Podcast, a show that covers life, love, and drama to success, health, family, and relationships with your hosts, King Carl and Queen Misty. Ready for some fun? Let's get this episode started. King and Queen.
Yo, what up, people? I'm excited, baby. Listen, y'all, it's right. It's Carl, King Carl, should I say?
And Queen Misty.
And I'm still hoarse. That's right, y'all. The Wedding MC Experience. We're back.
Yes.
Been gone a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I think we prepped ourselves, with the last show going into homecoming week for Prairie View A&M University. Shout out to all the PV Nation.
Yeah.
Man, y'all done wore a brother out. I know I'm getting old.
No.
Or I'm getting wiser.
I like that one better.
Cool. That's right, y'all. I'm King Carl.
And I'm Queen Misty.
That's right, y'all. It's my other half over here. We're back to do what we need to do, which is give you a blessing. And the blessing is stay together. And that's the show.
What?
That would be great, right? If you just came and gave a blessing, just stay together. Listen, y'all.
No, we need more info. We need more details.
They like, we still together, but we hate each other. Right. Okay, my bad. You're right. We need to give you a little bit of content,
Yes.
which is what we're here to do. I hope you all have had, a beautiful 2 weeks. As you all know, if you're just tuning in for the first time, Queen Misty and I are on every other Wednesday
Yes.
at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And shout out to, all the Houston Astro fans out there, because the Astros are in the World Series right now, so a lot of people are checking them out. We are dedicated to what we're doing because we want to continue to give you guys good content, but we are rooting for the Astros to be able to win too, because we had a good time taking the kids to the parade that time, right?
We did.
So we're looking forward to Astros go ahead and win so we can have a day off work again. And
you know what? I think I was pregnant then.
yeah.
So
And
we
we
took
were
Braxton.
Yes.
He was sitting on your shoulders.
Yeah.
In that
heat.
huge crowd.
Yeah, my shoulders are sore as hell. I mean sore. Y'all can say what y'all want, but my shoulders are sore. Don't act like your shoulders don't get sore. My son, it was cool when we started, but then that parade got long, and I was like, oh, hell. Son, get out.
I can't see, Dad. I can't see.
My traps were feeling trapped.
You know what? No.
Y'all, look. Big shout out to the I Love PVU crew, man. Shout
Yes.
out to all the people that set their homecoming out. We know the week before Howard had their homecoming. We know TSU, Texas Southern University, had their homecoming. A lot of the historically black colleges and universities had their homecoming. And man, listen.
I have to shout out the University of Oklahoma. We
That's
had
right.
a homecoming. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I had to do that. Okay, go ahead.
PWIs. Big shout out to the PWIs. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. Go look it up.
Stop that.
It's people that's looking up HBCUs right now.
You're
They're like,
right.
what that mean?
You
Don't
are
worry.
correct.
Go look it up. And PWIs, go look it up. But listen, y'all, we're back, man. We're excited about being back, and we're gonna continue having more guests on in the future. Tonight, we wanted to make sure we do a very sharp, strong show and have some fun while we do it. And allow people to be able to, get back to enjoying that evening. But in the meantime, this is an enjoyable thing that we're going to do tonight, too, though. But I just want to ask you, Queen Misty, like, knowing that you finished from the University of Oklahoma, you're an Oklahoma Sooner, with Prairie View's homecoming being your 7th homecoming, how was it this time, and how different was it from the ones before?
I don't know. They were all fantastic.
Fantastic.
Like, no. Like, what's a word better than fantastic?
Immaculate.
It's always awesome.
Yeah, it's just a great time, right?
It is. Like, the people are always fun, and it's an exciting time.
Right. And I think you get a lot of comments because they always say, man, that girl be dancing. Because Mr. be getting down like depression. That is a funny thing.
They're like, you definitely a match for him.
Well,
how y'all have all that energy?
That's right, because I get down, and I'm gonna still get down. One of the guys saw me this weekend and hadn't seen me in a few years. Was like, man, you still doing it? I said, yeah, man. You don't stop dancing because you get old. You get old because you stop dancing. That's right. So don't ever stop, man. I'm gonna out dance my kids. Listen, before we jump into the topics tonight, y'all, we do want to make sure we lay down a little bit of the law. The law is we want to hear you all be able to chime in. We want to hear your voice with the topics that we're going to talk about tonight. Tonight's topic is interpretation value. If you definitely want to call in and be able to join the conversation, call us at 936-585-4627. Feel free to be able to do something. We're going to jump you right on the air. We want to make sure that you definitely get heard, because we know a lot of y'all out there know this show is particularly about knowing that people can find each other, but it's very difficult for them to stay together. So one of our objectives is to be able to put ourselves on Front Street and say, listen, we want to be an example of how to be able to be fascinating in your relationship and do whatever it takes to be able to make this thing work, because we know there is no instruction manual as it pertains to being able to stay into these relationships. Right. Everybody want to do them, but nobody knows exactly what route to take. And guess what? Your fingerprint on your relationship is your fingerprint. Mm-hmm. So you do whatever it takes to be able to communicate well, work well together, and definitely be humble. Because I do want to say this, and shout out to a couple I was counseling earlier tonight, Sean and Marco. They were having their own little challenges. One of the things I wanted to make sure that I gave to you all, that I gave to them, is that there are people that are not even born yet that are depending on the decisions that you make in your relationship.
Agreed.
That's heavy. I know some of y'all are going to get that on the way home.
Think about it.
Right. Let that marinate for a minute. We're going to let that marinate. So in the meantime and in between time, interpretation value, we want to make sure we get a chance to jump right into it, babe. Well, let me ask you this, because we're going to do this more conversational, because I think this is good. And we know people are kind of listening in. There is no politically correct answer, but let's just talk about it. When you hear the word interpretation value, what is the first thing that kind of come to mind when we think about that particular statement?
How do you interpret something that's being said or discussed with you?
Right. And it's always unique because everybody's interpretation is just... It
is. Some people might say take something just really to heart, and some people will be like, oh, that's no big deal.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yes. God. Can you imagine being the president of the United States?
What?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's doing like a State of the Union address. He's going to touch on these 4 or 5 topics. He says what he says, and there is a person out there who hangs on to this one part and misses everything else, and multiply that times millions. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine all the misinterpretation that goes on with that?
No, it'll give me a headache.
It would, which is why I don't understand how people who have a flock of people that follow what they do, and they only follow what they want to, inside of that conversation or that speech, because they hear what they want to hear, because that's what's important to them at that particular time. Yeah. I know some of y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Like, you are the control of your own information. You can get people to believe and see exactly what you want them to see and feel at that particular time. But imagine when you say something one time and it's spewed to a lot of ears at one time, and it's interpreted all the different ways at that one time.
Right.
When we were pledging, that was always kind of a fun thing, because let's say you're the person that was pledging you, or the members, they would whisper something to the first guy's ear, and if you had a big line, like by the time it got to the end,
y'all was playing telephone.
Yeah, is that what you call it? Yeah. So you and you whisper a long statement, and he has to repeat it to the next person, and to the next person, to the next.
Oh, when you get to the end, that story is tore down.
That's a toe up story.
You said toe up, I said tore down.
Yeah, tore up, tore down.
All of that.
I mean, see how that interpretation value is? Yeah. We saying the same damn thing, but we said it 2 different ways. You know what I'm saying? It was weird, because let me ask you a question, and y'all tell me out there what y'all say. When you want to make the house cooler, and I say, man, we need to turn that AC.
Do you say down or up? I don't remember. But we say the opposite.
So if you say turn the AC down,
yeah,
does that mean colder, or it's too cold, so turn that stuff off?
Turn it down means cooler.
See what I'm saying? See? Ladies and gentlemen, that
Turn
is
it
right
up
there.
means
See,
hotter.
At the end of the day, me and my wife can have this disagreement, and then we probably end up getting divorced right here on the air.
No,
the
not
hell
off
with
of that.
Off of some damn air.
No, that's not.
If I say turn it down and you say turn it up, we both hot. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
I just said my down was cool.
My up is cool. Turn the AC up. Shit. I'm hot. You like
Okay.
turn it down. You mean in temperature. I'm talking about in rate of speed.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand what we talking about here.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? You get to a point where you meet a person where they are. Some of y'all out here just met some people. Y'all love dating them. You're finding so many different things out about them, and you're saying to yourself, man, listen, I'm hungry. Will you make some breakfast? And you go make some grits. I don't really do that anymore, but let's just say. And all of a sudden, we both sitting at the table eating grits. You put salt and pepper on yours. I put sugar on mine. I'm like, ew, you put salt and pepper on your grits?
Ew.
You like, ew, you put sugar on your grits? I'm like,
sugar and butter.
at the end of the day.
Used to be sugar
But I'm
and
just
butter.
saying, at the end of the day,
Well, yeah.
no matter what, you like the grits, don't you? Eat them the way you eat them. People get divorced over that. They like, girl, she put sugar on her grits. That's some bullshit. This is the challenging thing with some people.
Oh my God.
But we forget that the reality of it is it's all interpretation value. It's how you see it. It's from your own perspective,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think that that's actually an enlightenment to say, you know, our differences are the things that should make us closer. I've been with me all my life, baby.
Yes.
I don't want to date me. That means I don't want to date nobody like me.
Right.
So I love that you're different. I love that, you know, you're this cute little yellow girl.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm dark. I mean, I'm a cute, big, dark dude.
Dark dude.
Chocolate.
Hey.
Creamy.
Be
I'm just
quiet.
saying, whatever you look at it like. And at the end of the day, the differentiation gives me an enlightenment to not know what's going to happen. I've been with me all my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I bore me.
No, you
I
don't.
might not bore other people, but I bore me.
Do you?
Not sometimes. I don't know. It's like a class. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I bore me.
I don't think you
From
bore
12 to
yourself.
1. Only 1 hour a day.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so-
not bad.
However you look at it. But listen, you all understand what we're talking about when we say interpretation value, because interpretation value is a very, very funny thing. Let me ask this before we go to a break. And I want us to just kind of think about it, and then we'll come back and really just touch on it. I'm going to ask y'all, too. Again, the number is
585.
936-4627. So I want to ask y'all this, though, and make sure y'all get a chance to chime in. I know Mike has already put the number up, and he's pinned the comment inside of the chat, so you want to make sure that you all get a chance to call in, because I would love to hear your thoughts on this. But if you and your wife or husband has a sore spot as it pertains to previous relationships or a previous person or a previous person that your loved one loved at one point, how do you move forward with handling it as you all continue to deepen your relationship? It's a very, very deep thing. Mm-hmm. I'll say it one other time. If you and your husband or wife has a sore spot as it pertains to previous relationships or a previous person that your loved one may have really cared for, how do you move forward with handling it as you all continue to deepen your relationship? I'm going to hold that right there. Y'all hold tight. Whatever you do, don't move. We're going to pay some bills right quick. But at the end of the day, we're going to come back and talk to that. We'll see y'all in a second. Hold tight.
What's up, world? This is Carl Mays, the King Motivator, a.k.a. the Wedding MC. I gotta let you know, this is my 426th wedding here tonight. And I just wanna let you know, regardless of what happens, we're gonna make people have a great time. One thing that we always say is that people come to weddings, and when they go to the reception, they don't know whether or not they're going to stay. But if you love who you are, make some noise. The Wedding MC is basically an embodiment of something that's needed at a wedding. One thing I like is I like challenges. And when I emceed that wedding, it was such a fulfillment because I got to be creative. Is there a need for the wedding MC? Yes, I think there's a need for it. People don't know they need it yet because they've never seen it or had it. I sit down with them and let them know the psychology. The psychology is you have two families that don't know anybody in there outside of the people they came with or the bride and groom, and they're there to be able to blend and get to know other families. This is a mix and mingle thing because you're bringing two families together and you're blending them. So yeah, wedding MC is going to be needed. Wedding MC is there to curate and create an environment to make people feel as comfortable as possible. Makes me feel, strong enough to be able to attack what this world has to offer every time I step inside my door. But the beauty about this one is that they'll never be like the wedding MC. Again, my name is Carl Mays. You can find me, theweddingmc.net. I'll see y'all on the next one.
We're back.
We are back, y'all. And listen, I know y'all got a chance to be able to see it. I got to make sure I do a shameless plug. I am a wedding MC and do more than 40 weddings a year. I am the Ryan Seacrest of weddings. So you know somebody that's getting married. You know somebody that's having a bar mitzvah, celebrating a 50-year anniversary or a 10-year anniversary. You need to make sure you have me in the building because if you know it, you know it. One thing about it is you don't know you need me till you need me. Make sure y'all get a chance to log on to theweddingmc.net and make sure y'all get me booked. Don't be tripping because I'm telling you, you will never, ever regret it. In the meantime, we're going to come back with the question we asked before the break. It was if you or your wife or husband has a sore spot as it pertains to previous relationships or a previous person that your loved one really cared about. How do you move forward with handling it as your relationship deepens with your spouse? What would you say, babe? It's kind of heavy, right?
It is. Why does it have to be a sore spot?
Well, because people have a tendency of feeling a certain way about people who were in, you were in previous relationships with. So let's just use that as an example.
Does it depend how the relationship ended?
Well, not necessarily. I think it's more so to a point of, let's just say, I knew that this is a person you dated for maybe 4 or 5 years, how deep, you all cared about each other. And, it just makes me feel a little inferior because I know this is somebody you were probably not just intimate with, but somebody you really, really cared about. And I don't ever want to see you be put in a situation where it might compromise the integrity of what we're building.
Oh.
That's heavy, right?
That is.
So when I'm thinking about people out there, this is a nuance that sometimes controls whether or not people are moving forward with at least asking somebody to marry. If y'all hear our son in the background, don't worry because he's getting it in back there. Y'all already know we are ones that we are raising families and still pushing business at the same time.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah. So how should people deal with that? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I go back to self. I mean, I'm as far as being insecure.
Okay.
And you have to know your spouse.
Right. So here's the thing. I mean, do you think how important do you think it is for each other to be very, very transparent as it pertains to previous relationships, and then when people are around, because it really doesn't come out until people are around it. I'll give you an example.
No, I get it.
All of a sudden we go to a gala. We're feeling good about each other. We're excited. You just happen to still live in the same city with the person you were really involved with for so many years.
Yeah.
And you just knew y'all were going to get married. And the relationship even broke up for some silly stuff. It was crazy. But, you just chalked it up as that this is just not the person I was supposed to be with. But somewhere in under all that pain, there's still a soft spot for that person.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden we go to a gala together. Now, you love me. I love you. We're wonderful together. And here we go. You come in, you're smiling and saying hey to everybody and meeting other constituents. We're feeling good about ourselves. And you see him. Kind of flips your night a little bit. Matter of fact, you don't even know how to be anymore. You're like, ugh.
That's
and
awful.
In a good way, like, I thought that's who. And you're like, oh my God, he is definitely still handsome.
Well, it doesn't change a person's looks.
Of course not. Of course not. Stay with me.
Oh, okay.
But it puts you in a weird
In
space.
a mood?
Probably a weird space to where even when I might grab your hand. Now again, this doesn't happen to us. Thank God. I'm glad we.
Yeah, no, this is not an example for
right.
us.
But we've counseled some people like this. Now I do have to say this, but I reach and I grab your hand and you don't even hold it the same.
You just right.
Not
it's just
the same
like
way
it's
that
like
you held it when we left the house a while ago.
Right.
And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Now, mind you, I don't even know that that's him.
Right.
But I can tell because I love you and you know I know you and you know me that something in this
It's
last 3
Something
minutes
changed.
has just changed.
What and you're going to replay what just happened in these
Right,
last 3
because you're
minutes.
trying to figure out what in the hell
is going on.
just happened.
We was just happy and it went out the window.
Right. So now you are at a point where you have allowed this person who you haven't been with in years or seen, you have allowed him to change the dynamic in what we are trying to build or even what we are doing. Back to the question, now that we have a good scenario for all of you that are listening out there. If you and your wife or husband has a sore spot as it pertains to a previous relationship or a person that you were really fond of prior to this marriage, how do you move forward in handling your marriage, continuously progressing?
Okay, so given this example, how does this gala experience affect the relationship, your marriage going forward? Like, what if you don't even see that person anymore?
Yeah, well, obviously not. I mean, because you're married. But the
No,
fact that
I mean anywhere, like out. You just happen to see them at the gala.
Well, exactly, and it rises up particular feelings, and people start to respond a certain way. Now, I want to talk about this from a reality standpoint, not as if it doesn't happen.
No,
There's somebody
it
dealing with
happens.
There's somebody dealing with it right now. You just had damn near 65,000 people at
Yes, and their exes were
at
there.
Prairie View for the homecoming. We got down like depression. We had a great time, and we kicked it so hard that some people left in a wheelchair. Right.
You know what?
So at the end of the day, some people saw some things that reminded them of
Yeah.
a time when.
Yeah.
And they are right now sitting on the couch at home, and they baby walk by in front of the TV, and they look at them like, how the hell did I get here?
Again, where are you happy with where you are? What was the reason behind the relationship ending, whether it was minuscule or not? It had to be something deeper than that. So I would say go back to evaluate the how it ended.
Okay.
I mean,
but is this something that needs to be addressed, or do you think it's just something that
I think it should be. I think you should tell your spouse who this person is.
okay?
I don't know if it's good to do it at the gala.
Right, because so at the gala, now your mood has affected my mood. I'm feeling some kind of way,
Right.
and at the end of the day, we are on two different wavelengths. I'm mad because you mad, and I'm mad because I don't know why I'm mad, but I'm just mad because you mad.
Right.
Because I don't like to see you mad because you my queen, and I want to see you happy. Now I'm at a point where I'm unhappy, and I don't even know why I'm unhappy. So I'm just
But that
sitting there
ruins the
unhappy.
whole night.
Right. So this happens all the time. So when you think about that, this is a very, very important topic tonight, y'all. Interpretation value is everything. What's up, love the show. Appreciate you, Darius. My biggest thing is this. You have to try to figure out how to be able to overcome that and never give any power to anybody outside of you like that. Anytime you give power up like that, to me, it comes down to the common denominator saying that you have no self-control. We know that there are people that have influenced our lives, but everything and every decision that you've made has put you exactly where you are right now.
Right.
And you have to be able to embrace that. So which means that if you have any apprehension to think that you made the wrong decision with where you are now based on how something ended prior, then from a technicality, you made decisions based on false pretense.
Yes.
And that's not a good feeling.
I said evaluate self.
Okay, well,
You know.
I think that fits.
It does.
That fits.
Because you have to look at that.
Yeah, I think it's very
Because
important.
it is affecting you the most.
Of course, and you can't get around that.
Right. Your spouse is reading your face.
That's right. So listen, y'all. As you can tell, we're having fun. Tonight is a shorter show. We want to make sure we stay locked in on time. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take a break, y'all. We're going to get ready to come back with questions and margaritas. So get you a drink or something. Get ready. Lay back. Don't do nothing. Don't move. Make sure you take your thumb. You hit that share button. Share this with everybody. Stop sharing all that negative stuff. I know you want to do it anyway because you like to giggle, and stuff that you share always gets 1 million views. But the things that you need to share doesn't get but 1 or 2 views. We need to change that. I'm holding you responsible. So do me a favor. Make sure you take the index finger or your thumb. Hit the share button. We will be right back in a second with questions and margaritas. We're going to read questions that we got from previous shows. If you want to email your question in to be addressed on the next show, make sure you email theweddingmcexperience@gmail.com. That's theweddingmcexperience@gmail.com. So go ahead and email your question. But in the meantime, we're going to address the questions from previously, and we'll see y'all in 1 sec. Hold tight.
Yeah, there are DJs that might MC at a wedding, but they don't do what I do. We're running about 20 minutes behind, y'all. Go. If you know somebody getting married, they need me. They don't know they need me yet. All you got to do is get them in touch with me. Once we introduce you all and all that wedding parties, once we knock these shows, they'll forget that we're running behind. I'm going to be the one to be able to bring the people and truly blend them. And what I mean by bring the people is when you get them to your wedding, if you want them to stay, you need them. You see all these faces? They're not in here right now.
I was a little bit nervous.
They're not in here right now. They're not in here right now. It's just you and this chair. Now look at the lady to your left. Now look at the lady to your right. She's not your friend right now. Acting like this is a fun game. But I want you to sit down so sexy that your new husband is going to want to climb all over you.
I don't know when I'm getting married, but
Don't
you know,
worry.
when the Lord bless me with someone who I need to be their real.
The father-daughter dance, to the mother-son dance, to the anniversary dance, to cutting of the cake, to the toast, everything is a presentation. And that's what I do. The energy you give is the energy you receive. And just keep moving like this while I just kind of introduce the next one. Don't worry about that. I got you.
The wedding MC was great. He had great energy. I felt really comfortable, and it was a lot of fun.
Come on, I need that wedding party to get around there right quick. The one thing I do is travel with a microphone. People say, when you go to work, what do you take in your toolkit? I take a microphone. I am Carl Mays, the wedding MC. So sit tight. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about soon.
I'll speak.
Hype party of the year.
Even our photographer said it's the best MC he's ever seen. So it's been absolutely amazing.
I don't even like wedding.
Right, me either. Outside of that,
MC.
that's right, y'all.
The king.
I am a wedding MC, for those that don't know. Keep in mind, my experiences are sometimes tainted, but the advice I think I give in order to be able to keep your marriage together, I think it's pretty slick. So you know, stay tuned. You'll know more about the wedding MC experience. See you in a second.
This is the Wedding MC Experience. Podcasting around the world. The hosts and their guests share their experiences so you can get insights to the secrets of how to stay together.
Yep. Man, so here we go, y'all. Just so that you all know, it's questions and margaritas. The whole objective of that is to say it is like question and answers, but it's questions and margaritas because guess what? We don't know what kind of answer you're going to get because we definitely got some margaritas. Cheers up.
Yeah.
That's right. So here we go, y'all, with the first question that we got from previous show.
Yes.
It says, go ahead, babe, you can read it.
How does someone maintain a healthy relationship in this technologically savvy era of social media?
Man, keyword healthy.
Say that again.
Keyword was healthy.
Yeah.
So maintain a healthy relationship. So it's real difficult. I'll tell you
It
what.
doesn't have to be difficult
Well, let me just tell you why it's difficult.
for healthy.
Well, the healthy part is difficult. Let me tell you why. This is just my opinion, and you guys can beg to differ. But my mom was talking about how y'all be going to bed with them cell phones in your hand. You wake up, your cell phone under your pillow. How many of y'all out there hit them hearts if you,
Hey, Marcus.
you sleep? What's up, Marcus? You sleep with your cell phone in the bed, and it's always near you, or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the new era. You know, my mom and them just like, that is so crazy to me. Like, you're always on alert. You know, and you're always up in everybody's business. You know, one of the other things that I think is very keen is that if you know more about other people than you know about yourself, your ass is doing something wrong.
Man.
Right?
Man.
I'm going to let that marinate, too. I know I'm giving out all these nuggets, man. Listen, people pay me for this, but I'm going to get us to y'all for free. All right? If you know more about what other people got going on than you know about your damn self, then you need to stop.
Yes.
Right? Because at the end of the day, that means you are paying attention to more of what is not even necessary than
Has
you are
nothing to
paying
do with
attention about
you.
the things that are necessary. That's
Right. And you can't even better yourself because you keep being in everybody else's business.
That's right.
What are you doing for yourself?
That's right. So what are you selling, though? Because, you know, as it pertains to relationship.
Ah.
So somebody is liking you, not just necessarily because of the content you have, but just because of who you are. You're an attractive person. People are attracted to you. They're trying to date you. But what you're selling is not authenticity.
Yeah.
Because that authenticity can't be healthy because when in all reality, technology controls who you are.
To a certain degree.
I know.
Yeah.
That becomes very frightening, right?
It does.
And there are some people that are dealing with this that have called me, you know, from a counseling standpoint, and just like, you know, she or he is always on their phone. They're always, everything that they do is about their phone. And then when they don't have their phone, they don't even have great conversation.
Yeah, that's whack.
Right. Because technology is running a lot of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine life without your phone just as a single person? It becomes very difficult. You can be probably more creative.
We used to do that.
Well, of course, but I'm just talking generically.
I know.
So the question was, you know, with being technologically savvy world and social media, how do you maintain a healthy relationship? It's very difficult. I don't have an answer for it, but at the end of the day, sometimes in order to get people to move forward, you got to remind them of how to be great.
But it doesn't have to be as difficult.
It doesn't. But I'm saying this is the reality of what we're dealing with. You know, because I mean, come on. I mean, you were in, you know, the nail shop or getting your eyebrows done recently, and you're sitting there, and everybody's back was humped. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
So it's like, damn, you just look around. You just had a moment not to be looking at yours. You like, damn.
If I leave my phone at home, a lot of times I'm okay with it
But
just
that's an
being at home.
individual outlook. I'm saying this is when we talk about the majority of people, that this is what they're dealing with. This is very difficult. That's good that you're cognizant enough.
Yeah, because sometimes I get tired of that. It's like notifications
need a
just
breather.
going off. Like,
you know
ooh.
what? I love my phone. This is gonna be my object. This is my moment to get a breather. You're like, I'm gonna take this moment. The hell with that damn phone. But if I ask you to leave, you like,
No.
Oh my God. Listen, y'all. Hey man, listen, wonderful night tonight, man. We're out of time. We definitely wanted to address this other question. It says, how do you maintain focus on your loved one over the years without considering the likeness of another person?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It says, how do you maintain focus on your loved one over the years without considering the likeness of another person?
Without liking somebody else?
Basically.
Oh. But
So probably
on.
kind of difficult, but at the end of the day, man, listen, you can't have everything. I know some of y'all greedy because y'all live your life from a selfish standpoint. Life is about being selfless. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about that on another show,
okay.
living life selflessly. Try to remember that. Hopefully I remember it in 2 weeks. 'Cause I'm an organic guy, which means that I evolve and develop as life evolves and develops.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, I'm King Carl.
And I'm Queen Misty.
And we got to tell y'all, make sure you follow us on all the social media. Definitely at the Wedding MCXP. We got to let you know also too. This is going to be up on all of those platforms that you see. Misty, go ahead and read them off.
Spotify, Anchor, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Facebook live stream, SoundCloud, Breaker, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and what is it? iTunes, Apple.
Apple iPods.
I don't have one of those, y'all.
I know it. But she's gonna be all right. We got a battle in that too. Hopefully we don't get divorced over it. She's an Android. I'm an iPhone guy. It is what it is. Listen, y'all. Again, it's the Wedding MC Experience. You can catch us every other Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't do nothing different, but do everything we would. We'll see y'all on the next one. Holla black.
You've been listening to the Wedding MC Experience podcast. Join the king and queen next week, where they make you stop what you're doing and enjoy another unbelievable experience.